His approach to life, family, and work is simple.
For me, it all begins with faith. It begins with what matters most, and I try and put what I believe to be moral truth first, my philosophy of government second, and my politics third.
Mike Pence arrived on Capitol Hill 9 years ago, and now he is the #3 Republican in the House of Representatives. Principled and direct, Pence can be described as an everyman's man with Midwest humility and approachability. He's a darling of conservatives and now has become a favorite among Tea Party activists. But what many people probably don't know is that Pence began his political career as a Democrat, idolizing the legendary John F. Kennedy.
May have been that I grew up in a big Irish Catholic family, like he did. Maybe it was that you know, my grandparents were so proud of the first Irish Catholic president.
The product of Catholic schools, Pence was taught by nuns, but it was in college that he had a spiritual awakening.
I began to meet young men and women who talked about having a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. And while I cherish my Catholic upbringing and the foundation it poured in my faith, that had not been a part of my experience.
Then came a life-altering decision.
Standing at a Christian music festival in Asbury, Kentucky in the spring of 1978, I gave my life to Jesus Christ, and that's changed everything.
One of the greatest gifts he says he's received from God is failure. Losing 2 congressional races provided him exposure on radio. That turned into a passion that led to his own talk radio show.
It was kind of Rush Limbaugh on decaf.
The Mike Pence Show was syndicated and eventually heard by Hoosiers statewide.
It was really one of the most formative experiences of my life.
As chairman of the House Republican Conference, Pence is the party's spokesman.
It's runaway federal spending on steroids.
And this year, he's jumping into the ring for the GOP.
Enough is enough. It's time to put our fiscal house in order, and it's time to focus this administration and this Congress on policies that will put America back to work.
He's been mentioned as a potential candidate for president, and Pence says the best thing he can do for his political future is to get Republicans elected to the House this year. Last fall, he and his wife Karen completed the 26.2-mile Marine Corps Marathon. The Bible verse in Hebrews 12:1 that says, "Let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us," served as their inspiration. And it's the same verse that's inspiring him to win back the House. "I believe that if we run that race with conviction and endurance," he recently wrote supporters, "we can win back the Congress for the common sense and common values of the American people, turn this tide of big government back, and set the stage for a boundless American future." But before Republicans sprint back onto the scene, he says, the GOP must return to its core values.
The truth is, Republicans didn't just lose our majority in 2006, we lost our way. The American people saw Republicans on Capitol Hill walk away from the principles of limited government and fiscal responsibility and reform.
The 50-year-old father of 3 celebrates 25 years of marriage this year, and whether the GOP wins or loses in November, Pence says he's mindful of the things that are really important in life.
It's a privilege to serve in Washington, D.C., but I never lose sight of what the Lord's called me to do in my life, and that is to be first a husband and a father, and succeed there from his perspective, and he'll take care of everything else.
Jennifer Wishon, CBN News, Washington.